The thing nobody's talking about is Terence Crawford, Bud Crawford, Errol Spence. This is potentially two Southpaws going at it. That's what I want to explore in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Gang, let's get it. Spence Crawford. I know some people including me, getting kind of impatient because we all want to see Spence Crawford. And I tweeted this earlier today. Make sure you guys follow me at BOXINGEGO. I cannot wait for Spence Crawford fight because I am seeing so much delusional commentary. When you guys determine a fight prediction / winner, do you think with logic and what you see or seen, or are you using emotion and wishful thinking? That's an honest question. And I really have that question for the members of boxing and the fans. Anybody categorizing Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford as anything much less than a 50-50 fight, I'm not really respecting your opinion. On paper, the styles should gel. It's about as 50-50 as you could get for a fight. Two great fighters undefeated that are both peaking. Anything less is uncivilized. Now, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, I'm the best. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss a thing in the world of boxing. Quick rant. Everything I said in that tweet, I meant. If you are categorizing Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford as this major, massive blowout, then, or radical, rah, cussing and yelling and screaming and, throwing stones at the other side and all that goofy stuff, then I'm not really respecting it because I think we're in a sad, degenerated space in boxing. You got a ton of clickbait, people making up stuff. You got fight fans who are at each other's throats saying whatever, even when it doesn't make sense. Instead of just two great fighters, brilliant fight, cross your fingers, hope we get the fight. You got people who are attempting to assassinate the other side's character as if this is like a turf war, gang war or something, Bloods and Crips. And I just think it's goofy. I respect Terence Crawford. I respect Errol Spence. May the best man win. So anybody who's doing the hooting and hollering and yelling and saying 187, this person will get, destroyed and all that in one round. I mean, yeah, boxing, anything could happen. But I think we're in a sad state of affairs in the world of boxing when it comes to commentary. You're not getting pure commentary. You're getting a lot of bias, favoritism, old media, some of the race fans, racist, things like that. And we should be able to talk boxing and break down the fights without it being more than that, just break down the fights. And when it comes to this fight particularly, it seems like there's a big line in the sand as far as how people feel and what the outcome will be and who wins. And there's two sides of that coin. On one side, it is good because at the end of the day, it shows you it's a meaningful, great fight where people really don't know who to pick. So my thing is the fake confidence. People are trying to exude the utmost poise and, this fake confidence as if they really and truly know what will happen. And you can really make an argument for both fighters. So I would like to see the respect for both fighters and really just actual fight predictions based on like tangibles, things you see and things like that. Rant over. So when I'm looking at this fight, one thing that nobody's really breaking up, I said one thing I think that's overlooked for me is Terence Crawford, in my opinion, is better as a southpaw. And then he's going to be fighting a naturally bigger southpaw, fundamentally sound puncher with Olympic and pro level experience, like big fight experience. He's done bigger gates and, 50,000, 30,000 in one building. So that's Errol Spence. That is real interesting. That's very interesting to me. So that's a big question because two southpaws going at it, the trajectories immediately change. And when I'm seeing a lot of breakdowns, I'm not really seeing a lot, especially the people who are picking Crawford from what I've seen. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. I'm not seeing a lot of people who are just breaking down educated, the sweet science and this and that, and what fighters can do to win with what they've showed you in the fight. And I think that's a talking point that is being missed in this whole conversation. For me, I think it truly is a 50-50 fight. Hagler-Hearns. So no matter who you pick, it's a good pick, on paper. But ultimately, someone got to win, someone got to lose. Unless it's an undisputed draw, which barely happens, but it does happen, like Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano. And we'll see, we'll see how it plays out. But I want to spend a lot of time really breaking down the fight. And again, it's just sad. We're in a sad state of boxing commentary where anybody who poses questions, such as myself or anybody, if you say anything and the rival side, so to speak, doesn't want to hear it, then, it just resorts to name calling and you hate this person. And it's just goofy to me, I think Crawford has a shot. I think Errol Spence has a shot. For me, one thing that I'm looking at in this particular matchup, since it's such a great matchup on paper, is the minute differences, and a lot of them aren't being talked about. Southpaw versus Southpaw. So what do I mean? Southpaws are notorious and nefarious for giving orthodox fighters problems. Reason being, it's very simple. There are less left-handers in the world, point blank, period. In my family of 5, only one of us, my sister, is a left-hander. And so everybody's, gift wrapping and holding the scissors with their right hand or eating with the fork in the right hand. And she was the only one, that was left-handed. And some things aren't meant for left-handers. So you got to hold scissors or whatever the object is, certain tools, and it feels weird. You know what I mean? Because it's really like made for right-handers. And if you're a southpaw, you'll know what I'm talking about. Crawford, although he is orthodox and ambidextrous and he switches back and forth, in my opinion, as I said in that tweet, I do believe that when I look at Crawford fights, Terence Crawford has done his best work. And even in fights where the fight seemed kind of even, it was usually when he was an orthodox fighter, and then maybe the fight's kind of competitive, or he might even be losing rounds. And then when he switches to southpaw, he turns up and it totally confuses the foe and the opponent. And they're like, hubba, and then they're just confused. And then Terence Crawford starts getting off. However, when it's two southpaws, from my experience with boxing, is usually, if it's two elite people that are both southpaws, it's usually a slower tempo. And it's really kind of a chess match. And that's interesting for various reasons, because if the tempo gets slowed down, who does that benefit more? Is it Errol Spence Jr. or Terence Crawford? Or if Errol Spence is the one controlling the volume, then I think that's bad for Terence Crawford. So this fight is really just a bunch of questions and who can answer the questions and adjust quicker. That is truly how I'm viewing this fight. So I got questions for Errol, and I'll make several videos about this fight because I want to see it. I got questions for Errol, right? And it's not the basic run-of-the-mill stuff that others are saying about, oh, if he's the same from the car wreck and his eye surgery. I'm not even worried about that. Like, he's already had 2 fights in the can. See, that's what I'm saying. Boxing commentary is getting it's like, do you fools listen to music or do you just skim through it? I'm wondering if people are really like exploring and watching all these fights, because how is that your only assessment? Like, when it comes to boxing, 2 elite fighters, I would never immediately go to, unless there was a definite reason. You were seeing leaked photos like Teofimo when he was smoking hookah before the George Kambosos fight or something. But I would never just lean on expecting the worst version of a fighter in a fight. So I'm not really thinking about car wrecks and eye injuries. He's already had 2 fights. But people keep referencing this as if this is the make or break. If Crawford beats Errol Spence, I don't think it's because of the accident or it'll be because of the eye injury. Hopefully we can get back to the point where we can have educated conversations on boxing. And that's one question that I really have, is what stance is Crawford? Is he going to come out orthodox and try to create these openings? Or is he going to come out and, be a southpaw? Because if he is a southpaw, which again, to me, I feel Crawford has done his most electrifying work as a southpaw, like moments in his fights, then I think that'll be really interesting, 2 southpaws. Because again, at the elite level, I feel like the pace is automatically a bit slower and more of a chess match. I'm not talking about Marvin Hagler versus a British fighter like Alan Minter, where Hagler knocks him out in 3 rounds and they're both southpaws, because Marvin Hagler is rest in peace. He's a legend, and the Minter dude wasn't on that level to me. So let me know what you guys think. Will Errol have issue with Crawford being a southpaw, or does that favor Errol? Let me know in the comment section, and I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We work it.